Our next story is about Trump, Putin and the fate of the Ukraine war. After days of cozying up to Vladimir Putin in sharp contrast to US policy on Russia in a way, Trump is angry with the Russian president. You heard that right. The US president is furious and he is making that very well known. In fact, in an interview with America's NBC News, the US president has said that he is quote-unquote pissed off with Putin's approach to the ceasefire. Trump, remember, is pushing for Ukraine and Russia to swiftly agree to a ceasefire deal. He has warned that he will slap 25 to 50% tariffs on buyers of Russian oil if Moscow keeps blocking the peace talks with Ukraine. Trump's comments marking a huge shift from the way Trump usually speaks about the Russian leader. And he has also ramped up the rhetoric against Russia, as Ukraine continues to suffer from one after the other deadly attack from Russia. Just look at what's happening on the ground in the battlefield. It's still on fire, even as Trump's efforts to get both Kiev and Moscow to the talking table continue. The fighting on the ground continues as well. On Monday, in fact, the Russian army claimed to have taken another village in the Kursk region. The Russian Defense Ministry released video footage said to be from Gogolevka, which the ministry said the Russian army had recaptured from the Ukrainian forces. Last Friday, remember, Russia had accelerated a push to try to drive Ukrainian forces out of Kursk. Putin also visited Kursk this month itself in a sign of increasing confidence that Russia will win it back and deprive Ukraine from a bargaining chip in the future peace talks. That is what this is all about. Earlier in the day itself, reports said that Russia had attacked the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv for a second consecutive night. The attack reportedly injured 3 people, sparking fires at industrial buildings and damaging 2 kindergartens. The state emergency of Ukraine released footage on Monday, showing firefighters putting out fires in destroyed buildings. The attack on Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second largest city, lasted most of the night. The Ukrainian Air Force also said that it shot down dozens of the hundreds of drones that were launched by Russia during the overnight attack. Russia also is said to have used 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles in the attack. A day ago, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had claimed that Russia hit Ukraine with more than 1,000 drones over the span of 1 week. Citing Russia's continued fighting, Zelensky once again called for a response from the US and other allies. Meanwhile, Russia accused Ukraine of attacking its energy facilities and breaking the energy truce that the 2 countries have agreed upon. On Sunday, the Russian Ministry of Defense said that its forces destroyed 140 Ukraine's manpower and equipment concentrations in 140 areas over the past day. The Russian forces also struck a temporary deployment point for security service of Ukraine units with missile, destroying 170 Ukrainian militants and foreign mercenaries. But that's not all. The Russian forces also claim to have seized control of 1 settlement in Zaporizhia, and these are just the latest in a string of attacks on the battleground. So what will Russia's next move be? Putin has already called for the complete annihilation of Ukraine. His forces are making a final push on the battleground. How much more can Ukraine endure? The way things stand, Ukraine's best chances are in the deal being worked out between Russia and the United States. And Trump's threat seems to have worked, because on Monday, after Trump's threat to sanction Russia, the Kremlin said that Russia and the United States were working on a possible peace settlement in Ukraine. And the Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that the Russian president remains open to contact with Trump and that a call between them could be set up at short notice if necessary, though no call has been scheduled for this week. Peskov also said that some American companies had shown interest in a joint rare earth metals project in Russia, but cautioned that such discussions were still at an early stage. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.